First of all, it was a great win. It was a great win, and I had a lot of respect for this team because I saw them play earlier in the season. They lost 7 games, but they've been in every game. And I watched them at Auburn. It was like these guys, once they get rolling, they're pretty good. And credit to them, they were ready to play tonight. And Sorrell Smith comes in the game, hits 16 points in the first half, and we go into the half tied. I feel like this is something that we needed. It's a blessing in disguise for us, the first conference game, to let us know this is what it's going to be. No matter if anybody else around the country respects our conference, I have a ton of respect for it.
Penny, last time you talked about raising intensity, when you guys got down 10 points the second time, it seemed like you guys raised your intensity a different level to bring it up, to bring it home.
Championship intensity when it looked like we were going to lose. Early in the game, you can come back from that. But late in the game, can you stay calm enough under the pressure? And I told them the best players stay firm and they stay calm in chaos. Don't panic. And there was plenty enough time for me in my mind for us to still win the game. And we had to do some things. We had to turn the defense up. We had to stop fouling Tyler. We had to take those guys out of the game, and we did.
Just seems like you think you've seen everything from Kendrick Davis, and then he goes out and scores 14 points in the last 6 minutes or whatever it was, and comes up with 3 steals in like a 4-minute stretch. And I mean, just his ability to put the team on his back and get you guys over the hump. But it wasn't just him, but he was a big part of that closing stretch.
Yeah, he's a closer, and that's the blessing of having him on your team. He's been doing this his entire career at SMU, and you always know that he has that type of run in him. I've been kind of holding him back a little bit to try to make him make plays, but when it gets winning time, you got to let him go, and that just shows to me that, once he gets going, I've seen it plenty of times playing against him, that he could get going like this, and it didn't surprise me at all that he did it because he puts the work in.
Penny back here. I know with basketball teams, it's all about leadership and keeping the intensity and the team controlled. How is it having more than one leader on the floor, from Alo to KD and also DeAndre, as you watch them keeping the team controlled and finally getting that final kick to get the win?
Yeah, I think it's so important to have 2 point guards on the floor, which I used to do with Tyler and Alo on the floor. Now it's KD and Alo, and they start in the backcourt. And having 2 point guards has helped us tremendously. It's the reason why we have the record that we have, because you have 2 generals out on the floor, and then you add DeAndre to that. And there's 3 guys that really understand time and possession, the moment, and understanding that they've been there before, and then they usually work through all of the adversity. So, and it doesn't hurt that those guys are close, that they're really connected, so that makes it even better.
Hey, Penny, back here. What's your take on the perimeter defense? And a good job on the rebounds, but what's your take on the perimeter defense?
Yeah, it's just sometimes the experience is the best teacher for these guys. They hear us talking, they're well prepared, and they still go into the game, mentally not really ready to play still after all of that. And then you get into a situation where someone gets hot like Sorrell Smith did, and then you have a game. Then they get confidence, and you got to fight and scrap so hard. But I'm so proud that we do have championship defense in our DNA, that we can pull a game like this out like we did tonight.
Penny, having seen firsthand, obviously, what Tyler can do, him being in your program, how much easier did that make it for you to contain him for the first, 26 minutes he was held scoreless? And what changed in the last 14 where he went bonkers?
Well, obviously, Alo knows him really well, and we did a great job on the pick and rolls in the first half and didn't give him any air. He got loose in the end when he shook Alo off, and then got Elijah, who doesn't know him, Keontae, who doesn't know him. Dre fouled him one time, and he's not missing any free. He missed one, but he's not missing free throws. But Alo knows how Tyler plays. We've been playing against him since we were young. That's what happened, though. The guys that knew him best, he did a great job of relocating and getting another guy on him. And I've always said he's a weapon. I mean, he's going to make you pay. And he started getting to the basket, and we bailed him out with fouls, and he made his free throws.
Penny, all your starters had double digits. It seems like, you said we'll know when the offense is clicking. It seems like the offense still was flowing much better, even if it was more fluid. And talk about the defensive play of KO block protecting the rim.
Yeah, I think that, when we're sharing the basketball, we're one of the best teams in the country. 22 assists, 20 is usually our mark. When we're sharing the basketball, then we're pretty daggone good. And, KO, that's what he does. He protects the rim. In the minutes that he plays 5 minutes, he's going to have a block. If he plays 9 minutes, he's going to have 2 or 3 blocks. So that's what he does, man. He's improving every game.
You said that you looking at this game like a blessing in disguise, or like a
blessing period.
Right. At what point did it become that? I guess when the clock
we secured the win.
Yeah.
At that point, I'm sorry for interrupting if you're going to finish.
Well, I was just going to say, what was it before that?
Before that, it was like, okay, let's see what we're made of. This is the first real adversity that we've had, especially at home. And I wanted to see what the guys were going to do, and they responded.
Penny, along those same lines, coming back from 10 down with 9, 10 minutes to go, as a blessing, like what do you hope this teaches this team and shows this team moving forward?
I hope that it shows that you should come out. The way you played the last 4 minutes is the way you should come out. We get to that level, we'll be very scary. We'll be very scary if we can get to that level. I know it's hard for guys to come out and give that type of intensity and energy from the very beginning of the game because it's unusual for guys to just come in. But that's what we preach every single day. So you can't wait till you get down. And this game is gonna help us as coaches remind them that that's the way we need to start the game.
Penny, you touched on it earlier just now, and you talked about it last game, but before it's been the opposite, right? Like your team will come out with high intensity and then it kind of dies down in the second half. What did you and your staff do, like leading up to this week, to kind of get that energy up in the second half? Because y'all's point differential was, I think, by like 6 or 7, down in the second half compared to first.
Right. No excuses at all. Coming back from the Christmas break, a lot of guys had weather problems, car problems, and didn't really make it back the first day. So we didn't have the days that we really wanted. Like we missed the day and had to go to the next day. And then the next day we couldn't really run them because they had been off for 4 days. So, you got to give, tip your hat to Coach Gregory in South Florida. But for me, we were going to be rusty because we just didn't get the normal work. Everybody went home for 4 days, came back and couldn't practice the day that we got back. And then the next day we couldn't go as hard. And then we really had a day and a half to really try to get some type of conditioning in. And it looked like it early. No excuses for how, South Florida just played great. But for us, I could just tell, man, it was almost like our team was overlooking this game, thinking that we could just turn it on.
Penny, there in the second half, did any part of you kind of get lost in the drama, like Tyler's dropping in threes from the logo and scoring 14, 18?
This is what he does, man. I expected all of that tonight. There's nothing that he does surprises me because I've watched it since he was in like 2nd, 3rd grade. So I know who he is. It's just, again, it's teaching the other guys that didn't know him or have to be like Alex Lomax is our lockdown defender. When he's not on guys, we have to be as a group understanding who we're guarding. And when Tyler did that, okay. I was okay with the 3. I just wasn't okay with the fouls in the paint.
Coach, in the back, I got a 2-parter for you. You're going to be at Tulane on Sunday. What can you tell us about that program, the challenges they present, and do you have any New Year's resolutions?
I guess, Tulane, we already know what Coach Hunter does. He's going to play zone. He's changed his offense up for the better, where they play a 5-out set, which makes it way more difficult. We went there last year undermanned, and they beat us up pretty good. And we got to do a better job going on the road because they're a strong team. They're going to be one of the top teams in our conference. They return everybody. So going to be a tough game. And as far as the New Year's resolution, for me, I haven't really made one yet, to be very honest with you. It's got a couple days left in 2022. So I think as it gets deeper, because I really want to think deeply about it, this time around. I know everybody wants to get better, you can always get better, but I really just haven't thought of one yet. I am.
We got 2 more.
Couple of quick ones. The injury situation. Jaden sat out tonight. You expect to have him back Sunday? Or?
Yeah, we're hoping to have him back Sunday. We have to, be very cautious with that injury that he has because he'll re-injure that and be out longer. So we're going to make sure that he's able to, be full speed before he comes back.
Malcolm is just still wait and see.
Yeah, Malcolm's still limping a little bit. So that was a bad sprain that he had, so we really don't know. It's on his, it's on him.
And then a second ago you said that, this is sort of a lesson that you can't just show up and just win, expect to win. So what does it tell you that even though what does it mean about this team that even though they might have had that sort of air that you still won by 7?
Yeah, I think it just shows again that we can come together during any time of the game and look like a really well coached, hard playing, efficient team on both ends of the floor because we showed that. Nothing surprised me about it because when we've been in practices, we've shown that it's just not consistent enough. In games in Orlando, we showed it, just not consistent enough.
Yeah, I have 2 if it's okay, Penny. One is, you may have answered this already, but KD's 3 and then the steal, he's a killer. I mean, what's your thought about those
He was
plays?
getting down during the game, and that's exactly what I told him. I was like, man, never forget you're a killer. You just that's what you do. You've been doing this forever. Don't forget that. And he came to life. But again, we've seen that plenty of times before. And the steal is something that we've been working on him with, is being the next guy in the rotation. And he was there perfectly. He was looking for his moment, and it came.
And then finally, how do you think Tyler will be remembered here?
Tyler's loved by everybody in the city. They know what he's done to be that height and to have as many points as he scored and be as tough as he is. And, he's a loved player. That's how he should be viewed in the city of Memphis. They gave him an ovation. That made me feel good, to be very honest with you, because they showed the respect to him that he deserves.